in any movement, in any revolution, in any kind of fight, it's always the people who are unheard, voiceless. Any kind of success of any revolution is based on their sacrifices, their passion, their commitment. And therefore, I am saying it again, people like Puneet, they are the real heroes. Because they ensured, when the film wasn't released here, they ensured, they mobilized people, they coordinated with Z people, got the film released here, they ensured more and more people go and see it. Why are they doing it? Why somebody like Puneet or Richa or Dhruvji or all of you, on a holiday today, you have come here, or we have driven all the way, we have come here. Why are we doing it, all of us? This is not a hobby. It's not a time pass. You are not being paid for it. In fact, it's a thankless job. In the end, you piss off more people and you get trolled and you are abused. Like Vishal Dadlani is abusing me right now for making this film. We are doing it because we want to leave a legacy behind. For this young boy, for that little child who doesn't know which kind of world he's entering into. And a society, a civilization becomes strong, becomes successful only when it feels a sense of pride in its own culture and civilization. When your own civilization gives you dignity and honor wherever you go. It's like people say, I am driving a Rolls Royce. It gives you a dignity and honor. You say, I'm driving a BMW. People say, I work for Apple, I work for Google, I work for IBM. How does it matter whether you work for any IT company or you work for Google? How does it matter? You are doing the same job. You're sitting on the same computer, making the same code. How does it matter? It matters because you know that the culture in Google is better than another IT company. You know there's more professionalism. You know there's a legacy. You know you are creating value for the society. So when you buy an expensive car, you feel superior to others because you know you are driving a better engineered car. You have faith. It's a reliable engineering. It's a reliable motoring. But suppose the owners of BMW or owners of this car, they themselves stop adding value to its brand, then after some time, you won't feel good even if it's an expensive car. And same thing started happening with our civilization. In last 1,000 years, we are made to feel inferior. We are made to become voiceless. Chup raho, lado mat, bolo nahi. We have been divided into many factions. It's become our DNA, it's become our habit now. If you are succeeding, I may not like it. Why are we so anti-success? We are so anti-success because for 1,000 years it has been put in our minds. Our education system has made us to feel inferior to other people who live in the West. We don't feel inferior with somebody from Philippines or Indonesia. Have you noticed that? You don't feel inferior to somebody from Japan. You don't feel inferior to anybody from Africa, do you? When you talk to somebody from Tanzania or Ethiopia, how do you feel? And take a small test. When you take a taxi, and if the driver is from Pakistan or from Indonesia or from Nairobi, you suddenly feel superior. You don't feel inferior. But if that driver is dropout, uneducated, coming from a dysfunctional family, zero culture, but if he is speaking English and if he is white, you see how your body language and everything changes. You will never call a driver from Tamil Nadu, sir. But you will start calling a white guy, sir. Yeah. Am I right?
Yeah. True.
Think about it. I have thought about it. And I have traveled all the world to study what is the reason. Are we really inferior? And I have come to a conclusion after traveling almost all the world that we are really, I'm not saying superior or inferior, but we are perhaps the most evolved society. And why are we most evolved society? I'll give you 3-4 reasons. Number one, the biggest problem of the world today is trust deficit. People don't trust each other. You can live without love, you can live without money, but you can never live without trust. You never feel comfortable with people who don't trust you. Trust is the most superior value a human being can have, is the most important trait. But if you see anywhere in the world, wherever you go, any part of the world, even places which are like crime-ridden, you go the most difficult parts of New York or even Africa, you will find that everybody trusts Indians. Wherever you go, in any corporate company you go, they say we trust Indians. No wonder some of the top companies in the world have Indian CEOs now, because they can be trusted, they are loyal, they'll stay there for a long time. Then I was reading a research recently that the duration for which people from different ethnicity work in a company, for Americans is just 1 year or 2 years, the average. They keep changing their jobs. It's the Indians who last longest, which means we know how to establish long, deep, meaningful relationships. Besides that, if the world has to find solutions to terrorism, if the world is genuinely interested in establishing peace, then we are the answer. The answer lies in our spiritual values. And by spirituality, I don't mean meditation. The spiritual, our understanding of our relationship with the world, the cosmos, and the environment. Our family system. Our social integrity. All these things, when you put together, we definitely are a far, far superior race. I know people from different ethnicities, different nationalities. One thing they always say, कि जितना प्यार इंडियन फैमिलीज में मिलता है उतना प्यार हमें पूरी जिंदगी में कहीं नहीं मिलता. This is the reason I think it's time we come out of this inferiority mode. The next generation, if this world is basically suffering from war of narratives. If that is the game, see, you cannot, in a game of football, you cannot dictate rules of cricket. If the whole world is playing a game of narratives, then we have to play that game and we have to succeed in that. This is the reason I am making these kind of films like Buddha in a Traffic Jam, Taj Mahal Files, Kashmir Files. That's the reason I have written Urban Nexus. That's the reason I have driven all the way to speak to all of you here. And relentlessly we are traveling. You can see it, it's not hidden from the world. It's all over social media. This is the only reason, because I want to awaken this conscience inside all Hindus. To assert yourself. To not be afraid and shameful of talking about your greatness. Second thing is, let's not become reactionary. Sometimes when you focus too much on the enemy, you also start behaving like the enemy. You learn all the bad things from enemy. Let's not do that. Our greatness is our plurality. That all ideas get a chance to flourish. I can guarantee everybody in this room practices their faith differently. कोई राम को मानता है, कोई कृष्ण को मानता है, कोई विष्णु को मानता है, कोई साउथ इंडिया में ऐसा तिलक लगाते हैं शैविज्म वाले. आर यू सॉरी? What's your last name? So you are Shaivism, that's why, yeah. And Vaishnav do it like this. In one family, you will find two brothers, one putting tilak like this and one putting tilak like this. Ayers and Iyengars, when they get married, both of them, Ayers put like this and Iyengars, if I'm wrong, just correct me. We have no problems how you practice your faith, what you believe in, as long as we are together. We are not saying that destroy that religion, destroy that one. All we are saying, don't destroy us. And this needs a kind of assertion. And in political strategy, tactics, it requires a lot of aggressive posturing on social media. And it requires a lot of bonding amongst the community. And that's why we are going to universities and all the places to awaken this conscience, especially in the younger people. क्योंकि अब जो 40-50 के हो गए उनका तो हो गया, वो कुछ नहीं कर सकते. They are not changing. पर अपने बच्चे तो अब बड़े हो रहे हैं. They are not poor kids. We have fulfilled ambitions of our middle class parents, but our children are not middle class children. They have got comfort, they have got education, they are not struggling and sacrificing like we did. So not just giving them education or a car when they are 18, we should also give them a strong voice. A very strong voice. They should be proud of their civilization. They should know the problems of our civilization. And if Bharat has to survive, it will survive only because of these young kids. And that's what I want to do, create awareness amongst them. This film has created a lot of awareness. It has awakened lots of young kids who didn't know their connection, their roots. And that's the journey we'll keep walking on. We'll keep making that journey. Our next films are also, in fact, more powerful. And they talk about much bigger issues. And I'm sure you guys will give us the same love and support because these are your films. These are not our films. This is your voice. We are just putting it together. Kind of films Bollywood makes are somebody else's voice. It's not our voice. And once these films start succeeding, you will find lots of young people will start making these kind of films. Films are the most powerful medium for narrative building. So that's the kind of work we are doing. And we are here to seek your blessings, to seek your best wishes so that we get more power, more strength to do this. It's not an easy thing. It's a very, very difficult.
You still think you need best wishes. You've got all the wishes. Has it happened ever in your life what you're seeing for last 1 year?
Thank you. Yes. But do you know, in a war, जो सिपाही होते हैं, जो सोल्जर्स होते हैं, उनके माथे पे रोज सुबह तिलक लगाया जाता है. ऐसा नहीं कि एक बार लगा दिया और छोड़. So we are soldiers, so we need blessings all the time.
विजय की बात कोई संशय होना चाहिए क्या जीवन में?
ये अभी विजय हुई नहीं है. ये विजय की एक पहली सीढ़ी थी. इसको विजय ना मान लेना, इसको विजय मान लेना गलत है.
मुझे नहीं लगता है कि I'm sorry to interrupt because मैं फिल्म जगत को ज़्यादा मानती नहीं हूँ. हालांकि my husband is a movie buff. He must have seen every Bollywood movie, but मैं totally different हूँ and I am a Kashmiri Pandit. Just to let you know, I just wanted to congratulate you. I must have been an 8th or 9th standard student when I witnessed all of this. And I wanted to congratulate you the day I saw the movie. I didn't know such a human being existed who could do this.